All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us here on ANF Plus. I'm Joy Limnackern here with Gurveer Dinza. It's time for our segment called In Case You Missed It. And in case you missed it, it's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day.
That's exactly right. Do you have veterans in your family, Joy?
Yes, and you know, it's no living veterans, I should say. So that's sad. But you know, very important today to remember what our veterans do for our community.
That's right.
For our country.
It's a good day to say thank you. I know there are a lot of schools around our area that are having special ceremonies, and it's really a good chance for those young people to see and to honor the veterans and learn a little bit of history too, probably, right?
Absolutely, and also a reminder on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, we've got some good pointers on what's open and what's not, and just different hours for different businesses, because that's something to think about today.
Exactly, and some freebies too if you're a veteran. Just take your military
That's
ID and I think and check our website for that too, because there's lots of places that are offering up some free goodies for you today.
Yeah, so I know with the surprise, you do your amazing segment, the Surprise Squad, and you know it's always a fan favorite because you recognize people who give so much to our community. It just in everyday life. Maybe even they may not all be veterans,
right?
But there's so many ways to help out, and you know it's great that once in a while they get recognized in this way.
Yes, and you know sometimes, like coming back into society after being in the military, veterans may find themselves in situations, some are homeless, right? You know, the unfortunate statistic is that the number of unhoused in Atlanta is going up. A lot of times you may drive by and you might not even see them, or you see them but you don't really see them, right? Well, the Atlanta News First Surprise Squad caught up with a man who not only sees Atlanta's unhoused, he's doing something to help them. We want you to meet him.
This day, our daily bread, just this day. I'm not worried about tomorrow, just this day. And here you are. Wow, wow.
You deserve something for your outpouring of love. So a little bird told us some of the things that you like, so we'd like you to open this up. This is for you from the Atlanta News First Surprise Squad.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do. It's pretty obvious to us our thanks pales in comparison to the love coming from the people Nikki Crawford serves.
You see the guy right there in the little chair? He comes here every day. He comes by. He said, "Hey, anybody tell you they love you today?" Well, I do.
There you are.
All right.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. All right, man. Have a good one. All right. You be safe now.
For the Atlanta News First Surprise Squad,
I love those people. They do a good thing.
I'm Gurveer Dinza.
And you know, Gurveer and I were talking about Veterans Day. It is, of course, a day where we honor and celebrate the many men and women who have served and are serving our country. Several Metro Atlanta school children gathering to do just that today with their annual flag-raising ceremony. Atlanta News First, Don Shipman is in Buckhead outside E. Rivers Elementary School, where they just held a flag raising.
This is something they do each and every year. It's a way to honor our local veterans and at the same time mix some education into all of this. And already they have this banner right out front. You can see the American flag right there. You can also see dozens of small flags that have been planted along the street right here. Now, just inside the courtyard in front of the school, students and staff held this flag raising ceremony and then a reception inside. Local scouts helping to unfold the flag and raise the flag. Many local veterans also in attendance. They started this Veterans Day tradition some 10 years ago.
I think it's great because they can get a firsthand account of what it's like to be a veteran and what their military service meant for their life. And it's interesting because you'll hear stories during the program today of their service and their sacrifice, and then also how that's led into their careers after that.
And directly after that flag raising, everyone went inside. There's a parade that's taking place now inside throughout the halls. Those veterans are there talking with all of the students, and the veterans who couldn't make it out today, their pictures are on the hallway walls for all the students to see. We're in Buckhead. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
You know, MARTA police spent hours this weekend preparing for worst case scenarios and really training to keep you safe. Our cameras were there as they trained on how to protect us all. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson gives us an in-depth look at the full-scale training exercise.
There was a lot of activity and noise coming from the Hamilton E. Holmes transit station early Sunday morning. Intense but simulated. This was training to evaluate how MARTA police, bus, and rail operational staff, along with other agencies like Grady EMS, Atlanta Police, and Fire Rescue, respond should an actual emergency or threat happen.
We train to perfect what we do, and this gives us an opportunity to evaluate how we do it and take a look internally and see what processes we can make better.
Some of the exercises included answering suspicious packages calls and responding to an active shooter. They use actors to make it as real as possible and practice tending to the wounded.
We use what's called simunitions, so it's basically like live fire, but it's a fake round that makes the noise. So you can simulate actual gunfire. And then if you look behind me, we have what's called our mobile command vehicle. And that's where a lot of our technology is incorporated, so our camera system.
While the Federal Transit Authority and the Department of Homeland Security required agencies like MARTA to do this, MARTA's police chief says they'll walk away better able to serve everyone.
At the end of this, we'll sit down and do what's called a hot wash, and we'll talk about what we did good, what we did bad. And then we'll put a formal report out from our emergency preparedness unit, and we'll be able to take a look at that and change any policies or procedures that we need to do moving forward. And then we'll retrain what we've learned the next time we do this.
In Atlanta, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Asia Wilson with that report. Okay, take a look at this. Behind the counter at one Alpharetta coffee shop, you're going to find a woman with a very, very impressive resume. Atlanta News First reporter Sawyer Bussey shares her story.
When you walk into Ground and Pound Coffee, you get the lowdown.
She also was Fergie, Madonna, Britney Spears, her list goes on and on.
You hear the stories of Sophia Crawford, former stunt woman.
I'm not one to brag myself. I don't really talk too much about my career unless I'm prompted.
That's right, this woman is that woman. She's here in Georgia because of her husband.
I, as a Western woman, I was needed to always play the villain that got killed in every movie, and I was quite happy with that. It was a blast.
A ferocious fighter and a coffee shop queen. Martial arts became a way for Sophia to make something of herself.
I was looking, I guess, for an escape and an answer, and who am I?
Everything really started in Hong Kong.
So I started, back in the 80s. I moved around Asia. I lived in Hong Kong for 5 years where I started my career. I did about 35 films there as a martial arts actress. Took all that experience and knowledge that I had learned there, moved to Los Angeles. I guess my timing was perfect because at that time, women in film, especially fighters, were starting to come up a bit.
Her list of movies, music videos with artists like Madonna and Britney Spears, shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Power Rangers she's been in is long, but she's humble about her experience and excited about the chapter she's in right now.
I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm proud of the steps and some of the obstacles and things that I had to face. It's just made me a stronger woman. It's just made me a bit more passionate too. Hello. How are you guys doing?
The coffee shop is a community hub. They host everything from open mic nights to trivia nights. They've won awards. They turn into a bar at night.
You look around and suddenly you're absorbed into this 90s film and TV memorabilia.
For Sophia, life has always been about the adventure and the hard work it takes to make that adventure something worthwhile. But being a stunt woman isn't for everyone. In Alpharetta, Sawyer Bussey, Atlanta News First.
Oh my God. But a good effort, at least by Sawyer. All right, thanks so much for being with us here on ANF Plus. Of course, more of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com or by downloading our free mobile news app where you can get updates sent right to your phone. Happy Veterans Day.